What I'm about to show you made 300,000 people move their money off Binance in the last 72 hours. Most of them will never come back. And the terrifying part? They might be the smart ones. Because what Binance just quietly announced isn't just another crypto update. It's a complete transformation of how your money works on their platform. And by the time this video ends, you'll understand exactly why some of the biggest whales in crypto are running scared right now. It is what nobody is connecting. 3 weeks ago, Binance made a change to their terms of service. It was buried on page 47. Most people didn't even notice. But when you read it carefully, and I mean really carefully, you'll find a single paragraph that changes everything about how Binance can handle your assets during what they call extraordinary market conditions. Now, I'm going to break down exactly what that means for your money. But first, you need to understand why Binance made this change now, and what they're quietly preparing for. Because the timing of this isn't coincidence. It's connected to something much bigger that's been building for months. And by block 11, I'll show you the internal document that proves it. Let's back up for a second. Binance isn't just another crypto exchange. They process over $76 billion in trading volume every single day. That's more than the next 5 exchanges combined. When Binance sneezes, the entire crypto market catches a cold. And right now, Binance isn't sneezing. It's showing symptoms of something far more serious. See, back in 2023, Binance paid $4.3 billion to settle with the USA Department of Justice. That was supposed to be the end of it. Clean slate. Fresh start. But what most people don't realize is that settlement came with conditions. Hidden conditions that are about to kick in, and one of those conditions involves something that affects every single person holding crypto on their platform. But let me stop here and shift gears for a moment. Because I know what you're thinking. You've heard the Binance fear stories before. Every few months someone screams that Binance is going to collapse and nothing happens. You get it? But here's why this time is fundamentally different. And I need you to really pay attention to this part. The previous warnings were based on speculation and rumors. What I'm showing you today is based on Binance's own filings. Their own words. Their own documents. This isn't me guessing what might happen. This is me reading you exactly what Binance says is going to happen. And there's a specific date attached to all of this. A date that's coming up faster than most people realize. But before I reveal that date, you need to understand the 3 mechanisms Binance has quietly put in place. Mechanism number 1, the liquidity reserve restructuring. In January, Binance quietly moved $1.2 billion of user funds into what they're calling a secure asset protection fund. Sounds good, right? Protection. Safety. But read the fine print. That fund isn't controlled by users. It's controlled entirely by Binance. And under the new terms, they can access it during periods of extreme volatility without user consent. Mechanism number 2, the withdrawal tiering system. Starting next month, Binance is implementing withdrawal limits based on your verification level. But here's the catch. Even fully verified users will face new 24-hour delays on withdrawals over $50,000. They're calling it enhanced security. But you know what it really is? It's a speed bump. A way to slow down a bank run if one ever starts. And mechanism number 3 is the one that should concern you most. Binance has started requiring all institutional traders, anyone moving more than $10 million monthly, to sign new counterparty agreements. These agreements include a clause that nobody is talking about. In the event of platform insolvency, institutional deposits will be treated as unsecured creditor claims. Do you understand what that means? It means the big money already knows something might be coming. And they're being asked to accept that they might not get their money back if things go wrong. Now ask yourself this, if Binance was completely confident in their future, why would they need their biggest clients to sign documents acknowledging the possibility of insolvency? Something doesn't add up here. And I think I know what it is. But here's the thing. Everything I've told you so far? That's just the surface level stuff. That's what Binance wants you to focus on while they prepare for something much bigger. Let me show you what's really happening. Because the real story isn't about withdrawal limits or legal clauses. The real story is about what happens on August 15, 2025. That's the date buried in their SEC correspondence. That's when Binance Compliance Monitor, the one appointed by the DOJ as part of their settlement, delivers their final assessment. And sources inside the company are saying that assessment isn't going to be pretty. We're talking about potential operational restrictions that could fundamentally change how Binance operates in every major market. This is the part of the video where everything shifts. Because what comes next will show you exactly how to protect yourself. Now, I want to be crystal clear here. I'm not saying Binance is going to collapse. I'm not saying pull all your money out tomorrow. What I'm saying is that Binance is preparing for a scenario they've never had to prepare for before. And the evidence is right there if you know where to look. Last month, Binance hired 14 new compliance officers in a single week. They've opened 3 new regional headquarters in countries with favorable crypto regulations. And their job postings? They're looking for crisis communication specialists and government relations experts at a rate we've never seen before. This isn't a company that thinks everything is fine. This is a company that's building a fortress. The question is, what are they expecting to defend against? And more importantly, what does this mean for the 200 million people who trust them with their money? It is where it gets even more interesting. eBay been tracking whale wallets for the past 6 months. And something unprecedented is happening. The 50 largest wallets that regularly transact with Binance have reduced their holdings on the platform by 43% since February. 43%. These aren't retail traders panic selling. These are sophisticated players who have information pipelines most of us can't even imagine. And they're not just moving to other exchanges. They're moving to cold storage. Self-custody. They're taking their keys and going home. When you see the smartest money in the room heading for the exits, you don't ask questions. You pay attention. Now, does this mean you should panic? No. Does this mean you should be informed? Absolutely. Because what these whales know is connected to something that's been building since Binance first got into trouble. Stop. I need you to pause and think about something with me for a second. We've talked about terms of service changes. We've talked about compliance preparations. We've talked about whale behavior. But there's a pattern here that we haven't addressed directly. Every single one of these moves points to the same conclusion. Binance is preparing for a regulatory confrontation unlike anything they've faced before. And it's not just the United States. The European Union's markets in crypto assets regulation goes into full effect this year. The UK's Financial Conduct Authority has Binance on their watch list. Australia, Japan, and South Korea have all increased their scrutiny. Binance isn't fighting one battle. They're fighting a war on 7 fronts simultaneously. And the internal document I mentioned at the start of this video? It shows exactly how they plan to survive it. We're almost there. So here's where all the threads come together. The terms of service changes. The liquidity restructuring. The withdrawal limits. The institutional agreements. The hiring spree. The whale exodus. They're all connected to one master plan. Binance is building what insiders are calling Project Phoenix. It's a complete operational restructuring designed to create separate, legally isolated entities in each major jurisdiction. The idea is simple but radical. If one jurisdiction shuts down Binance, the others survive. Your Binance US account becomes completely separate from Binance Global. Your European account becomes its own legal entity. They're not just building a fortress. They're building multiple fortresses. And the internal document I've been referencing? It outlines the exact timeline for when each of these entities goes live. The first phase begins in just 11 weeks. And this is what the internal document reveals. Project Phoenix isn't just a defensive move. It's a complete reinvention of how crypto exchanges will operate in the regulated future. Binance has essentially accepted that the Wild West era of crypto is over. And instead of fighting it, they're positioning themselves to become the first fully compliant global exchange network. The whales aren't running scared. They're repositioning for the transition period when things might get messy. The 300,000 people who withdrew in the last 72 hours? They were reacting to incomplete information. But here's the real opportunity hidden in all of this. Once a Project Phoenix launches, Binance will be the only exchange with legal operations in virtually every major market. That's not a weakness. That's a monopoly position. The people who understand this aren't panicking. They're preparing to be early to the new Binance ecosystem. So what does all of this mean for you? It is my honest take. If you're holding crypto on Binance right now, you have a decision to make. You can panic and move everything to cold storage, which honestly isn't a bad strategy regardless of what happens. You can wait and watch how Project Phoenix unfolds over the next 11 weeks. Or you can do what the smart money is doing, diversify your custody strategy while staying positioned for what could be a major opportunity. The August 15th compliance report is the next major milestone. Whatever that report contains will determine whether Project Phoenix moves forward as planned or faces additional obstacles. But here's what I know for certain: the days of keeping all your crypto on any single exchange are over. Not because exchanges are evil, but because smart money always has multiple exit routes. And now you know why. If you made it this far, you now understand something that 99% of crypto holders don't. Do you know what's really happening at Binance? Do you know about Project Phoenix? And do you know why the next 11 weeks are critical? Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below telling me, are you keeping your crypto on Binance or moving to self-custody? I read every single comment and I'm genuinely curious what you're planning. If this video helped you see the situation more clearly, hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be covering the August compliance report the moment it drops. The Unbanked minds are always one step ahead. Stay informed. Stay liquid. And never let anyone else control your financial future.